Welcome back, guys. SKF Dropbear here, bringing you a weapon update patch video thing where I talk about stuff that revolves around patches and weapon changes and angry people because now they can't shotgun. Oh my god! Alright, let's kick it off. So let's talk auto rifles. Getting extra damage across the board. Looks like they're just going to get 1 extra damage in PvP, which is nice. Means Monte Carlo goes from 20 to 21 or 21 to 22 if you use aggressive ballistics, which is a nice little bonus because now that means Monte Carlo is going to be really dominant until we get hard light back. And then when we get hard light back, that will be dominant. But they did say they're bringing some new exotics back. Well, old exotics back, so. But it's good to see that auto rifles are getting a damage increase because that's what they need. Either that or a headshot multiplier increase, but I'll take damage any day because that means you can be more sloppy and lazy. So overall, good change. I would have liked to see the high rate of fire ones maybe get reworked a little bit because they are kind of crap and they always have been. But whatever, I'll take the overall damage increase any day of the week. Pulse rifles. They've reduced the damage by percentage numbers now in PvP. I'm assuming they've showed us a little graph here. I'll put it on here right now. Make sure you pause the video. But this pretty much just means they're just going to have to put an extra bullet in. And, you know, overall this is a net buff because it means you can just pull the trigger in extra time. And it means you can also be more sloppy with your shots and you don't get as punished as much because you're not losing your overall time to kill because all you have to do is just land an extra bullet. So, I mean, it's not optimal, obviously, but it is less punishing in the grand scheme of things for someone that isn't an absolute god, like most of us aren't. Damage fall off. A low range pulse rifle will have shorter damage fall off than a hand cannon, and a high one will have further damage fall off than an average hand cannon. So it looks like hand cannons are going to be the mid-range benchmark. So if you have a hawk saw without rifle barrel, like a PDX or something, that thing's going to be a close to medium range one. It's going to kind of sketch at medium range. And then if you have a long range one like a no time to explain or a spare change, it's going to be able to push out of that barrier of mid-range, which is a fantastic change overall. I'm very, very happy with that change. I felt like that was a smart decision. It means you can have pulse rifles fulfill each kind of utility instead of just being able to use hawksaw all the time. So, you know, it's a smart choice. And then they've gone and buffed the AI damage or the PvE damage. I'm not going to complain with that. Very smart decision. It just seems like pulse rifles were doing what they needed to do in PvE and they were just doing this for PvP. So, you know, PvEers, you can shut your mouth. We didn't take away your damn guns. Hand cannons, they received an ADS accuracy buff. So if you have played Destiny in the last update, which you have, you know that if you use a hand cannon, sometimes you'll miss shots if you fire a little too quickly. It seems like they're reducing that effect a little bit, which I'm completely fine with because I felt like it was a little too punishing. If the stability is high, you should be able to spam shots. If the stability is low, you shouldn't be able to spam shots. I feel like that's how hand cannons should work, because either you're going to be picking stability or range, and that's how I feel like that should work. But yeah, I would have liked to see an inventory magazine buff, but you know, hand cannons, it's a start. It is a very good start. Honestly, it was the only issue I had with hand cannons. Everything else was a fine change. Shotguns. This is where probably bulk of the video is going to go, but what they've decided that it's about time that shotguns got a hit because everyone's sick of them. Damage fall off has been changed, so it is now in line with the hunter melees. It was normal melee range without a lunge. Your low range stats will start to damage fall off, and then your high range stat will start at your blink strike one. So that means your party crashes, your fell winners lies, your conspiracy theory Ds, I don't know, I said fell and winners lie, means pretty much you're going to have to 2-tap everything, and like it is already pretty hard to 2-tap and not die with the fell winners or let them get away, so it just means you can't be a dickhead and be a dick with your shotgun. Damage fall off distance has been increased, so it means you can tap people at further distances just to kind of not make those real slow fire rate ones shit, which who cares about those? Everyone hates those. Slower ready and stow times for all shotguns. It just means you can't panic shotgun as much now, or you can't be aggressive with shotguns as much because they've also nerfed the base movement speed when shotguns are the active weapon. So you walk, you run, and your ADS. Sprint time is unaffected. but they did add a delay to firing when out sprint, and AEDSing is quite slow. So it seems like they've made shotguns only a defensive option now. You can't be aggressive with them, which is smart because it will take too long to ready it out of a blink, slide, a shade step, and all that jazz. So smart choices. They did buff the damage against AI combatants. Not going to complain about that. Overall, very fine changes. Pulse rifles, they've just changed how fast fire rate ones work. They've just increased rate of fire and dropped the damage a little bit. Not going to complain about that. Fusion rifles behave differently depending on your player's state. So if you're hip firing, you're going to have less accuracy, which I'm fine with. And if you're ADS and crouched, you'll have increased stability. Not going to complain. They've reduced the carried inventory ammo for all fusion rifles. Great change. They've increased base damage against allied combatants. Great change. Overall, fusion rifles, I don't know anything about them, but that seems like they are starting to finally figure out what they want fusion rifles to do. Now we come to sniper rifles. Damage fall off is still here, but they've increased the range that it doesn't start. I'm assuming that that means the inaccuracy will still be there, which I'm fine with. I'm more than fine with, because the inaccuracy is fine. You shouldn't be hitting further away targets as easily as you are hitting close range targets, which I'm fine with. And they've made Lock in the Chamber only buff on precision damage. Oh, skin it back! Skin it to the base! Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I haven't seen a good change like that in fucking ages. I don't know why they brought Lock in the Chamber back, but good job, guys. Good job. Sidearms, they changed the ready times for them. Not going to complain with that. A buff to sidearms is a buff to life. Now, they've changed some exotic weapon tuning stuff. I'm just going to go over this quickly. First curse is now less shit. It is now good. Hawkmoon has been nerfed because it is a god. Chaperon has been nerfed a little bit, but they have also made it more rewarding to hit headshots. Fabian strategy, they've changed a lot of things about it, and it really confusing way of writing it, so I'm just going to kind of ignore it. Black Spindle now can't change scopes because it couldn't before, and they've made Sleeper Simulant not have that issue where it doesn't have any, where you don't have any ammo with the gun, and you can just swap to it and get a full magazine with it. And Hemi ammo perks buff it, not fusion rifles, and the max inventory buff from 7 to 9. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit different. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more videos, and this is SKF Dropbear signing out. Yeah, peace. Bye bye.